Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sub High! Mr. Worldwide XL, thank you for your subscription. Rod Graham, thank you for your subscription. Mr. Take Your Ankles X2, thank you for your subscription. Desmond Howard, thank you for your subscription. LeBron Durant, thank you for your subscription. Veronique Bellevue, thank you for your subscription. Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Celtic Pride here, and today I'm going to talk about a few different things. Main topic today is going to be patch 3, which is only available on the PlayStation 4 right now. I'm going to speculate about when it'll be hitting the Xbox One. And before I get into that, I just wanted to tell you guys that I am still trying to have a top plays and top fails of the week. I haven't gotten too many submissions yet. I want to thank the people that have submitted their videos, but if you guys haven't already, feel free to send in your best or worst clips so that they can be featured on my channel in my top plays and my top fails series that I plan on doing weekly once I get enough stuff from you guys. So you guys are gonna have a really good chance of getting in and being able to be showcased on my channel. So yeah, without further ado, man, let's get into the topic at hand. 2K dropped an absolute bombshell on the community to end last week. It hit right before the weekend, and this patch is massive, man. It weighed in, I don't remember exactly what it weighed in at, man, but I think by far it was the biggest patch so far, and it fixed so many different things, guys. I'm so excited to talk to you about it and bring you every single detail on what was fixed. So this might be a little bit of a long video. I don't know if you guys like that stuff or not. I don't know. I might put, some unedited gameplay in the background, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Now, first, we're going to start with the general stuff. You can now see the uniform that your opponent picks on Play Now Online. I know this was a problem. Some people were picking white jerseys and the other people would pick white jerseys, and it was just a mess. And then they made accuracy improvements. They cleaned up the jerseys of the classic teams to make sure that they look authentic. A number of improvements have been made with 2K TV. So, a lot of people were having trouble watching it. They couldn't get their VC when they answered the questions. So now it's time. Alright. Improved face scanning. This is really important too. A lot of people couldn't get their face in the game. No matter how many reference points they got, it would just close on them. So there we go. Improved face scanning. Now, colors of accessories and socks will now be determined by the primary colors on the jerseys, as well as shoes too. All that stuff will be based on the colors of the jerseys. The accessories will look good with what you have on there, which is really, really good. Now, it fixed an issue where player items from the Blazers were returning when searching for the Timberwolves. Not a huge problem, but yeah, that was one of them. All right, now we're going to get into the nitty gritty, man. We're going to get into the gameplay issues, and the first thing they said is they resolved an issue where too much stamina would recover during timeouts. This would mean like guys online will be able to play, their starting five the entire time as long as they called their timeouts well. They would just recover all their stamina almost instantly. And it was really unrealistic. You don't really have to use your bench, but now they made that a priority, and it's going to be something that these people have to do. Now, they resolved the issue where players will not sweat appropriately in long quarters. I know a lot of people have been complaining about that. It's not too big of a deal for me, but for some people, they do want to see sweat. So yeah, that's good for them. Good that the sweat's finally in there working the way it should on longer minute quarters. Now, fix the rare case where you would be unable to dismiss the quick sub menu when attempting to make a substitution. I saw this. I thought it was hilarious. Some YouTubers, they're trying to make their subs and the menu just sits up there. They can't get rid of it no matter what they do. I thought it was funny, but I'm really glad to see it fixed. And they also found a case where outdoor sound effects should no longer play indoors.
So, if you would play at the Gauntlet and then you hopped into a My Team Road to the Playoffs game, you would hear the outdoor sounds of it hitting the rim of the net. It would sound like you're out at Sunset Beach, but instead you're in an arena playing a My Team game. So, good to see that fixed, at least for the PlayStation 4 guys right now. But it will be coming to us Xbox guys soon. Don't worry, just hold on. Now, players who haven't had their injury diagnosed yet will still feel the effects of the injury. This was interesting because when players would get hurt, they wouldn't, regress at all until the injury was diagnosed, which usually meant they would finish the game sometimes. If the injury was late enough, they'd finish the game and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. Now, they also tuned the hold ball too long concept. Now for the people who aren't slated at the point guard position, if you run point for your squad, you're not going to get hit with that hold ball too long. But what I am afraid of here is what's going to happen at the park when you're running with the randoms, and now that they can just dribble the ball all possession, I'm telling you, I bet they will. All right. Fixed an issue where you would be awarded good foul on your teammate grade when fouling a three-point shooter. That's nice. Should have been in there to begin with. That is never a good foul. They no longer give an allow offensive rebound if you block your opponent's shot and they grab it again. That's good because, I've freaking tossed people stuff and it goes back into their hands and I get penalized for pretty much blocking their shot. Never felt like that was a really good thing to do. So good to see it taken out. Now, address the movement issue that would cause players to twitch. Now, I've seen this, like you try to deny the ball and then 2K will just glitch you out, make you kind of move out of the way so the guy off the ball can just shake loose of you. Mostly happened against the CPU, but it was still pretty cheesy, and that's how they would get open a lot. All right. Pass receivers are now less likely to veer away from the basket to catch a pass. Thank goodness. Because I remember so many times where I see a wide open cutting teammate and he cuts right into the defense instead of right to the rim. And it was just so frustrating. Glad to see that fixed. So I'm really excited about that. Now, pass receivers are now less likely to veer away from the basket. Read that. And reduce the defensive impact of defenders who are on their way down after a block attempt. I'm all for that. I got so tired of getting guys off the ground with a really good pump fake just to have them come down flailing their arms and knock the ball out of my hands, for no apparent reason at all. It didn't take any skill or timing. I beat them, but, for some reason they beat me. So I'm glad to see that guys coming down aren't going to be able to block shots at the rate that they did before. All right. Tuned up the body up system to prevent subpar defenders from being overly effective at stopping the ball handler. Now, this is okay with me because I don't, really take advantage of the fact that 2K, let bad defenders be good defenders in this game for quite a while, because not only is my player a really good defender, he has maxed out defense, but also on my team, I have a defensive first team with all guys, 1 through 3 that have 85 plus lateral quickness. And that is a must for me because I wanted to be able to lock up those cheesers. So you know how that is. This really isn't going to affect me. I already have great defenders, but I'm really interested in seeing how it affects other people. I feel like buckets are going to be a lot more easy to come by online now. So we'll see how this goes. All right. They fixed a frequent hitch in the dribble system seen when branching into certain dribble collisions. Sounds like part of the auto hesitation fix right there. Really excited to see that. And look at that. Tighten up crowded dribble launches to prevent unwanted hesitations when attempting to drive to the basket. Now, you guys know what that is. That is known as the auto hesitation. And I'm so glad to see that taken out. I don't know why it got put back into the game. I don't know if this is like some kind of fix for them, but I'm glad to see that the auto hesitation is back out of the game. Now, they also fixed the post-up dribble and travel pivots, which means that it was a lot of plays where people would, travel because they were trying to make a move, and they would travel on their up and unders and whatnot. So really good to see that fixed. Now, they tuned down the flopping performed by the AI, which is great. I hated watching guys drive down the middle of the paint. Not even drive down the middle, drive anywhere, spin, and knock over 2 or 3 guys in the process and get a layup for themselves or, the other teammate that got knocked over. It was so annoying. I'm glad that's gone. Now, address the issue of camping in My Park games. My Park is going to be very, very different. Now, you cannot hold the set screen button within 6 feet of the basket. And you can also make contact with the screen setters around the rim, which means you can bump them out of the way even though they're holding their nuts inside. Now, there's also, which I think is the biggest game changer right here, there is now 3 seconds in the key on the park. That's crazy, man. And I think a lot of this cheese is going to get toned down. 2K is serious this year. They are not playing around. They are not trying to have a cheese fest like it was last year. Now, tune the dribble system in order to tone down the effectiveness of behind the backs and the zigzagging, which is great. Once again, I think I've noticed and I've heard from a few of my friends over on the PlayStation that, it's really easy to dribble the ball off people's, body now if you're not dribbling the ball carefully, which is kind of crazy. I'm interested in seeing how that works. But yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a huge change, and you're really going to have to play team basketball. You're not going to be able to just dribble around the court and chuck up whatever you want. All right. Fixed an issue that would prevent some contact layups from respecting the user's desired finish direction. I noticed that a lot. I would be, flicking the stick to the right, and when the contact layup would start, it would put me towards the middle. It would put me on the left to make sure I got blocked. I'm trying to go away from the defense. So this is a much accepted change here. Very good job by 2K noticing this, which is really, really nice. Now, reduce the frequency of unwanted fadeaways. This is great because 2K kind of had that auto fadeaway implemented, but I felt like there were a lot of times where I faded away when there wasn't really someone there. Like if your teammate's setting you a pick and you're behind it, like say I'm coming off a screen and I'm behind the pick and I want to take a shot, then I shouldn't be fading away just because the defender is behind the guy. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they just weren't close enough to make me have to fade away to get my shot off. So I shouldn't be fading away. I don't know. That was just a little hunch I had. I noticed it quite a bit, but I'm glad that that's been tweaked. Now, they made tweaks to the errant pass frequency when passing out of double teams and contact shots. Now, by tweaks, I'm guessing they made them more successful. I did notice them going out at quite a high rate, but those are kind of bang plays. I kind of liked it the way it was. Sometimes it would happen, sometimes it wouldn't. I don't know how to feel about this because I feel like now guys are just going to go up and pass it out. And really, it was a skill, kind of reserved for the best passers. So we'll see how that goes. Man, I think we're going to have to split this video up into a few parts, but I'm going to finish out the gameplay one, and then I'll bring the rest of the fixes to you guys in the next few videos. So let's keep it going. They made diving for loose balls more accurate, which is nice because I really remember freaking, jumping to get a loose ball, that's right in front of me, and it'll just bounce off my guy's head and go out of bounds. So that's definitely a welcome change. They swapped out normal 13. If you guys didn't know, that was the cheesiest shot in the game. You could get almost greens doing anything. And they made low-rated shot blockers. This is really important. Less accurate. And they capped their verticals when jumping to block a shot. So if there is a bad shot blocker in the lane, you don't have to worry about them sending your stuff anymore. They actually have to have some points put into their defense to be able to make plays up with you at the rim, which is great. All right. They increased the difficulty of stealing the ball from players in the post. That's great. That's amazing. That needed to be done. Well done, 2K, once again. All right. They added jam ups to spin layups. Thank you, to prevent the offense from barreling through traffic. Like I explained earlier, man, the guys on the spin is way too cheesy. But yeah, I'm glad that's gone. They adjusted some play calling stuff and some motion cuts that lets them go at a quicker time, and you're not sitting there for 10 seconds waiting for the motion to start in your freelance offense. Now, they adjusted stationary hop jumpers to make them a more viable option on offense. That means that the step backs, the spins, all those are going to be much improved, and they're going to help you out there on the basketball court doing what you want to do. I'm glad that's a useful part of the game now, because those are some of my favorite shots to use. So when that pass drops, I'm going to be hitting some of those. All right. They turned down the frequency of missing dunks in traffic. I'm kind of happy about this just because I felt like just because someone contests your dunk doesn't mean you should miss it. It's not like a layup. A dunk is for just that reason. It's to dunk the basketball. Dunks aren't missed at the rate that 2K had them at that point, and I'm really happy about that. I feel the low-rated dunkers should still miss some of theirs, but the guys with the higher dunk rating, they should not be missing dunks, even if someone jumps with them. All right. Now, they also fixed the last issue, which was kind of annoying. They said that they fixed the issue where you were able to steal the ball from someone while they were calling for a pick and roll, and there was absolutely nothing you can do about it. And that is very, very true. I had to learn for a little bit that when I called for a pick, I had to hit left trigger almost instantly to make sure I protect the ball. And, they would get a lot of reaching fouls because people are very impatient and they just want that cheap steal. And the last issue right here is an improved help defense, which I'm guessing has something to do with the pick and roll cheese. And, with the improved help defense, people are going to be sliding over, helping over, and stopping that pick and roll, which is really, really good. And I think I'm going to call the video right there, guys. If you enjoyed, please drop a like to show your support. And also subscribe for a lot more NBA 2K16. And you can also subscribe to get a free shout out in the sub hype section of my next video. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.